watch your glitches. So in this video I'm going to show you some of the basic features of Magnetic. It's an interface for the XRPL and it provides some capabilities around trading, AMMs, farming, some other features. Now we're going to be focusing on automated market makers and how to use Magnetic to essentially swap, deposit and withdraw assets from a pool on the XRPL. So the first thing that you need to do when you look at this interface is you need to connect your wallet. So I've connected my wallet and it's on the XRPL ledger mainnet. As you can see, there are different, this interface can connect you to different blockchains, as I have in this instance. So we're on the XRPL, that's my wallet address which I've connected. It's a Zaman wallet, as you can see here. So it looks like it will detect what kind of wallet that you have. Now some immediate things that you will see when you go onto the AMM screen here is the total value locked, or pooled would be actually a better term to use, because when you deposit assets into the XRPL AMM, they are not locked. You can freely swap in and out, deposit and withdraw those assets. But in any case, the industry is kind of terming this total value locked, which is the total amount of in XRP of the value of the assets that are in the pools. You can see the number of pools here, 815 in total, the 24-hour trading volume and the 24-hour fees. Now just a word of caution, all of these numbers are imprecise, like, as you can see they're rounded up in any case, but how they're calculated will vary considerably from one interface to another. So this is the way that Magnetic have calculated these numbers. Something that catches everyone out is actually looking at these pools and searching them. So by default, Magnetic only shows the XRP paired pools. So in this case, we're interested in the POS AMM. And you can see that even though it's XRP, it's initially filtering on XRP pools. I think it tells you what it's filtering on. It doesn't actually do that. But in any case, what you need to do, if you want to see all of the POS pools, there's this filter here and you want to turn that off. And then you will see a list of all of the POS pools on the XRPL AMM. And we have their name. You can see the fee that they charge. So that's the fee for when you're swapping against the AMM or doing a single-sided deposit. You're going to be charged just under 1% in this case. The actual TVL of the particular pool, and it shows you how much XRP and how much of the other asset, in this case POS, is currently in the pool. So we have 87,000 XRP against 2.3 million POS, and that is what is used to calculate the exchange rate of this particular pair that the AMM presents to market participants wishing to interact with it. You can see the daily change in the total value locked and the weekly, and you can also see the APR, which is the annual percentage rate. So it allows contributors to assess the potential profitability of participating in a liquidity pool over the course of a year. However, it is important to remember that profitability may vary depending on market conditions and activity in the pool. So it's just an indicative number. And as you can see, it's only being presented for POS XRP in this case. I have raised this with Magnetic. The values are all wrong, 0 for the other pools, so hopefully they will fix that. Apparently it's quite difficult for them to calculate this, but we shall see. As you can see, POS is currently standing at 187.5% APR. Now, again, these numbers are very imprecise. The reason for that is, firstly, these pools are quite young. Like POS XRP was literally created like last month, just over a month ago. And these other pools were created mostly by me a couple of weeks later. So there isn't a huge amount of data, but I imagine the way Magnetic are working this out is by looking at the trading volume and the fees that were generated for this particular pool. As you can see, the trading volume was huge yesterday. Let's go on to X or join the space if you want to learn more about what happened. But I'm quite pleased that we managed to deal with some very extraordinary circumstances yesterday around the pool and its management. But in any case, you're also showing the price in XRP of POS. So one POS right now is 0.038 XRP. And the dollar value, which is 0.02 cents. Sorry. So about, $0.022. You can also see the number of contributors in the pool. So there's 130, but be warned, as I'll show you, not all of them are active contributors. This is really just addresses with trust lines set up to the AMM. So that's how you see the full list of pools and some basic information about them. So let's dive into the POS XRP pool. So first thing to notice here is, again, the fees are shown at the top, the name of the pool is here, and this is the actual address of the AMM. So let's have a quick look at that. And you can see it shows the total balance again. There are links to BitHomp if you want to look at the transactions that have been occurring on the ledger against this. It shows you the two assets, and I think incorrectly here it's showing that I don't have a trust line with POS. If you see this little exclamation mark, wallet does not have a trust line with this token. I think that's wrong. I do, because if I genuinely didn't have a trust line, this would also give me the option of creating a trust line, and maybe we can look at that later. Here you can see the kind of a small breakdown of the pool in terms of its price and volume, but we'll look into that in a bit more detail as well. You can see the issuer here. You can see the balance of POS in a kind of large decimal format, which is useful if you want to calculate the exchange rate or validate the exchange rate that is being offered, and the approximate amount of XRP and the approximate amount of, but this is the USD value here. So some useful information there as well. You can also see the total balances and how they've changed, and it gives you a nice little graphic in terms of how much POS there is to XRP. And as you can see, so even though this percentage number here is not the number of XRP tokens, it's the value of that XRP in dollars. So as XRP, I guess, goes up in value, or POS goes up in value, this will show that the percentage growth in terms of the dollar value, and likewise for POS here. So let's go back, and you can see from this chart here, you can change the chart as you would expect, day, week, month, whatever, but it can also show you. So let's go to on the yearly, because we're in 2 months now. So this shows the kind of roller coaster that has been POS in the 1 month that it's been created. This is the total value locked. By dropping down on this menu, you can see how the price has changed. We're doing pretty well for the last month, 4,184%. The number of liquidity pool tokens that have been issued. So whenever a deposit is made into the pool, then you are returned a liquidity pool token, which represents your share of the total value locked in that pool. And trading fees, so we've got 0.99%, it's rounded it up to 1 there. As you can see, we changed it. We made the decision to change it to 1% on the 2nd of August. And this value here is just showing what the percentage is by the looks of it. Assets. So this shows you the proportion of POS to XRP. So quite a nice view here to see exactly what's the dynamic of the ratio between these two assets in the pool, because the ratio is really important. That's what determines the pool's exchange rate. It's not an external price feed or an oracle. It's an automated market maker. It's using an algorithm, a bonding curve, to determine the price, or the exchange rate, sorry, between these assets that it offers to market participants. Fees. So yesterday we accrued 3.1k of XRP in this particular pool. This was due to some exceptionally volatile circumstances, and you've got to remember, the point of the XRP AMM pools is to harvest volatility. So as you can see, that's a huge amount in comparison to all of the other pools on the XRPL. I don't expect it to sustain that level of fees forever. Again, it was an exceptional day, but as you can see, it's the returns on this pool, because of the volatility and its fee charge, are pretty good, certainly in comparison to some other pools. You can see a list of, or the number of contributors and how that's growing. Beware, I'll show you why you need to be aware of that in a moment. And then the volume. So this is the trading volume. The greater the trading volume, the greater the fees. So again, it goes back to harvesting volatility. So some really useful information there off the bat that you can use to assess the pool, see if it's aligns with your investment strategy. So this is, you can see your wallet details here. So this shows you how much XRP is in this particular wallet, how much POS there is, the liquidity pool tokens. And I'm really delighted to see that this has been fixed, because we raised a bug where this was, the percentage share was being shown as a decimal with the percentage sign. So someone at Magnetic is listening to us. Thank you, Magnetic, for fixing this. It's just another thing. So this is the percentage share of the pool, and then the estimated value. The estimated value is really the TVL. Broadly, it's the TVL divided by your percentage. Again, not necessarily very accurate. If you actually try and, like, if I was trying to withdraw all of this liquidity from the pool, I will not get that much XRP coming if I did a single-sided kind of withdrawal. But it's it demonstrates the potential gains that you have at the moment. Let's have a look. Underneath this my position area, you get the options to swap, deposit, and withdraw. And I'd like to ask everyone who's watching this video, if you're in a POS space, stick to the terms, right? We're getting very precise in the way that we use language. So like buying, selling, swapping, depositing, whatever, use the terms as you see them. So you can swap an asset, you can deposit an asset, and you can withdraw an asset from an AMM. In the send box here, you can see the current balance of XRP. It shows this is the XRP position. You can click max, and it's conveniently just sets that number to the maximum amount that you want to swap in this instance, and it shows you the dollar value of the swap. So in this case, if I do a 1 XRP swap against the pool, I will receive 26 POS. You can see that the value that I'm putting in is about 59 cents, and I'm getting about 58.5 cents back. That's because of the 1% fee. So, or 0.99% in this instance. So every time there's a swap against this exchange, against the AMM, then 1% fee is retained by the pool, and it goes towards increasing the total value locked in the pool. That's how liquidity providers with a share of that pool gain returns over a long period of time. So as a liquidity provider, you should be putting you're putting your market maker hat on here. It's not about the daily kind of swapping in and out of assets like you would as a trader. It's more about holding liquidity through periods of volatility where others may not want to be holding those assets, and in the long run you will come out on top. It's It's just a different strategy for making money here. You can also see we've got the POS value here. You can switch between the value of POS and XRP. So quickly tell that 1 XRP is 26 POS and 1 POS is 0.038 in terms of XRP. Let's do a swap, because then you can see how to read these numbers. Well, I did one earlier. I essentially put 1 XRP in. So what this is showing to you in terms of pool transactions is that this address has sent 1 XRP. So its balance, the balance of this address has gone down by 1 XRP, and it has received 26 POS. So if you see these transactions where you see a negative XRP number, that means that actually someone is swapping XRP into the pool and taking POS out. If you see the opposite, then let me see if we got, see most of these transactions are sending XRP to the pool and receiving POS. In fact, almost all of them are at the moment. Let me see if I can do one the other way, just to demonstrate this. So if I swap, and you can flip between these two using that, I'm going to take some POS out of the pool. Sorry, I'm going to put some POS, I'm going to send POS into the pool and take XRP out. So let's wish me luck on this. And I'm using the Zaman wallet. So as you can see, it's presented that QR code, but there's also an event anyway in Zaman. Let's accept that transaction and sign it. Okay, that's done. This interface tends to, there it goes, transaction completed. Let's just do a quick refresh. And here you can see that my address here has reduced its balance of POS by 26, thereby sending POS to the pool, and it's increased its balance of XRP by just under 1 XRP, so minus some fees, etc. So it's taken, when you see this plus, it's actually taken XRP away from the pool. So that's the way to read this. That took me, I know it sounds simple, but it took me a while to figure that out, actually. Okay, so let's do a deposit. So when you're swapping assets in and out, you're going to get charged the fee. When you deposit an asset, you have options. You can deposit both assets in proportion. So as we said, the exchange rate of 1 XRP is about 26 POS. So you're adding 2 XRP of total liquidity to this pool. There's no fee for doing this. So, and you will receive here 4,770 liquidity pool tokens. So your share of the TVL that's in the pool increases, your claim on it increases by these number of liquidity pool tokens. And there's no fee. You also have the option of doing a single-sided deposit. So you just put XRP into the pool. Notice that your share isn't as much as it was when you're doing a double-sided deposit, because you're only putting in 1 XRP worth of value. And the moment you do that, some of that XRP will, the AMM algorithm, the pool's algorithm, will source POS from itself in order to fulfill its balancing function. So when you put in 1 XRP, some of that gets turned into POS to try and keep the pool balanced, and you get less liquidity pool tokens. And if you were to try and put in, let's say, POS instead, so by doing a single-sided deposit, you're essentially supporting the price of POS. Because you're adding more XRP into the pool than POS, and that affects the exchange rate. That's what affects the exchange rate that's presented in terms of the POS XRP rate. If you're adding POS to the pool, notice how small a number of LPs there are for one. I guess if I do 26, I get roughly the same number as if I was doing a single-sided XRP deposit, because the XRP is the native asset of the XRPL, and therefore it's the unit of account of that particular ledger. So yeah, 26 POS according to that exchange rate is 1 XRP, and you're going to get the same amount. So let's go ahead and let's do a double-sided deposit. I'm not going to do single-sided of POS. So let's do both. And I'm going to submit that to see what it looks like on the list of transactions. Okay, that's successful. And here you can see that now this transaction is a deposit, and it shows how much liquidity has been added to the pool. So the first one was an exchange, and that was me essentially taking XRP out of the pool and putting POS into it. And this is me putting that POS and 1 XRP of liquidity back into the pool. You can also withdraw, and that would be, you can also do that single-sided as well as double-sided. Now, when you withdraw, you're essentially bringing those liquidity pool tokens, which are your claim on the value locked in that pool, or pooled in the pool rather, and you can swap for both of those assets. Now, this is a kind of respectful way of withdrawing liquidity from the pool, because it doesn't affect the price, because you're removing the assets in proportion to each other in accordance with the exchange rate. So you don't move the price of the asset in the pool when you do a double-sided withdrawal. If you were to do a single-sided withdrawal of XRP, you will basically send the price of POS XRP down, because you're removing XRP from the pool. You're making you're depleting the supply of XRP, and the exchange rate of POS XRP will try and rebalance that. It will try and incentivize arbitrages to bring XRP to the pool, so it weakens the price of POS. Likewise, if you were to do a single-sided withdrawal of POS, you're depleting the POS supply, and thereby you're making the AMM balancing algorithm and the exchange rate incentivizes arbitrages to put more POS back into the pool to replenish the supply of POS. So that's really important to understand. If you're acting responsibly, you would do a double-sided withdrawal when you need to tap out a little bit of the liquidity or take some profits from the pool. If you're acting irresponsibly, you would do a single-sided withdrawal of XRP, and if you were acting altruistically, you would do a single-sided deposit or withdrawal of POS, and you take one for the team and the pool essentially by doing that. Obviously, the POS goes back into your wallet, and at some point you would want to exchange it for another asset. And maybe what you could do then is go to another pool and find another pool where there's a lot of liquidity, or even potentially a better price for your POS, and exchange out of that pool. So that's one of the reasons we created multiple pools, is to provide price stability across all of them. Obviously, POS XRP is the main pool, is the largest one in terms of liquidity, but kind of encourage the use of all of those pools responsibly for taking profits, which is what is the whole point of this kind of volatility harvesting at the end of the day. So I hope that's been useful. Oh yeah, just one thing on this on the contributors. So we have 130 contributors, but to really see the health of this, like you will notice that a lot of these are just 0 and inactive. So beware. It would be great magnetic if you like had an indication of inactive and active users, like anything with 0 balance, that could be inactive. I think, oh yeah, I didn't go over this actually. So there is some useful information in the summary here. So when you're about to swap, you get some information on the maximum slippage tolerance. That's the difference between, you're never going to necessarily get, or depending on the conditions at the time that you make a trade, you may not receive the amount of POS or XRP in the swap. And what this is telling you is it could be up to 3% difference in what you see here and what's actually executed. And this is because if there's a large number of transactions against an AMM, the price is constantly fluctuating, you're seeing an indicative exchange rate, or the actual exchange rate will be within 3%. It also tells you how much of the order may come from the order book and how much comes from the AMM, which is really interesting, right? Because you can swap directly against an AMM, but the pathfinding algorithm on the XRPL may well source liquidity for that swap from the DEX, from the central limit order book, and this will tell you how much. And that's useful information for anyone doing some analysis on this stuff. And actually, there was something, yeah. Anyway, that's probably too much detail for this. And the price impact. So this is important. If I'm going to do a large swap, and if it's the larger the swap, I'm going to be moving the price of the pool. So in this case, like I'm sending 10,000 XRP and I'm receiving a whole load of POS, 233,000. I'm going to be impacting the price of the pool. Price impact in this case is calculated as 24%. And I'm driving the fee up as well at the same time. So it kind of pays to do on a shallow, I say it's a shallow liquidity pool, but it's actually kind of in the top 10, top 15 pools. So it's not particularly shallow, but compared to other pools on other blockchains, all of the XRP pools are very shallow. Total value locked in there is kind of $10 million, right, roughly, which is tiny. So these large swaps will impact the pool, the price that you're being quoted, and will finally settle in terms of the exchange. Okay, so that's it. Thanks a lot, Glitches. Join the POS spaces if you want to learn more. I'm looking for volunteers to help with this. Where's the auction capability? Here it is, trade with a free discount. So, okay, it looks like the amount of POS that I need to burn in order to obtain 0% fees has dropped a little bit. It was about 100 XRPs worth before. I wonder if it is still 100 XRP. Let's see. Look, whatever it is. Yeah, I'm looking for volunteers who are willing to stump up some XRP to cover the cost of the liquidity pool burn, and in return you get to learn how to use the trade fee discount to hopefully do single-sided deposits of XRP into the pool. At least you won't get charged the fee. So if you're interested in that, just hit me up on X. Thanks a lot, guys. See you later, Glitches.